I can't stop looking at the headphones on you as well.
I can't hear a blooming thing through them. But I think they look all right, don't they?
Oh my word, I am ridiculously excited about this guest, the second guest on the Fringe Fest takeover of the Big Chat. Oh my God, it's Mama G. It's Mama G.
Hello. How are you?
Oh my God, I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm very excited to be here.
Look at you. You are absolutely glorious.
So it's just a little something I threw on, literally as I arrived. Got out of my car and this just sort of landed on me like in a Cinderella story.
You literally did.
Yes, and here I am.
And honestly, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Mama G, I mean, tell those that don't know the story of Mama G. Tell us about yourself.
Let me tell you the very true story about how I became this fabulous, okay? First of all, I'm a storytelling pantomime dame, and I go all over the UK telling children and their family stories about being who you want and loving who you are. Now, the way this came about is I've been a pantomime dame for about 15 years. You know, every Christmas, there I am, getting the laughs, getting the applause, getting the adulation. And I thought, with this gift, I should do something bigger than just trying to earn as much money as I can for these 6 weeks. So I decided I would become a storyteller. And that was inspired by a production of Mother Goose that I was in. Mother Goose isn't a very well-known pantomime anymore, but traditionally, Mother Goose in France is a teller of nursery rhymes.
Okay.
So I decided Mama G sounded much cooler than Mother Goose. You know, I'm a very modern lady. And then I was down in Brighton, where else? At a vegan cafe, would you believe? And I started telling stories, and it turns out that the families and the children of Brighton have been begging for this sort of entertainment. They've been wanting to be told that they're absolutely fabulous and absolutely fantastic, whatever they want to do with their lives. And then I realised this is what I'm supposed to be doing. This is how I share my gift with the rest of the world. And now I force myself upon towns and cities around the country and try and spread positivity and goodwill and make people believe in themselves.
Yeah, I just love you.
Oh, how fabulous.
I can't stop looking at the headphones on you as well.
I can't hear a blooming thing through them. But I think they look all right, don't they?
You just look fab. So, I mean, the Fringe Festival of it. You mentioned to me earlier that you've been Panto Sevenoaks.
Yes, I've done pantomime. I did pantomime in Sevenoaks for 5 years. You know, Dr. Cole Kennedy off of Neighbours. Yeah. Dirty Den off of EastEnders.
Dirty Den.
Yes. Shane Lynch once.
Shane Lynch. I saw that one.
I was in it. I was
there.
I got in quite a kerfuffle around Shane Lynch.
I remember you did actually.
Oh yeah, I got very.
Your outfits were.
They were
amazing.
fantastic, weren't they? But there was a scene, you see, where Shane Lynch came into the laundry where I was working, and I turned round and I was supposed to say, what can I do for you? But I got really flustered one performance, and I turned around and I said, what can you do to me? And then I laughed hysterically, and I laughed so much, actually, that I ended up crying because I got so embarrassed, and poor Shane was just stood in the middle of the stage wondering why this poor person was losing their mind. He must get it all the time, bless him. So yes, I've done pantomime in Sevenoaks for 5 years, and for the last 5 years, I've kept it in Kent, but I've been in Gravesend.
Okay.
So I upset somebody, but I can't work out who. And now I'm trying out a free upgrade to Tunbridge Wells.
Yeah.
I've just got it for the 1 week whilst the Fringe is on. We're going to see if we like each other, and I might see if I want to take it further.
Oh.
So far it's going very well, though.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I'm sure everyone in Tunbridge Wells. I mean, I remember you in the pantomime. You were amazing. I just remember laughing a lot, and yes, I mean, clearly, but also you're very positive, and you were at the opening of the Fringe, so I did see you. I saw you. I mean, I didn't see you to talk to, but it's hard to miss you.
I was wearing a completely sequin dress.
You were,
but I didn't realise quite how long some of the acts were going to be on stage, so I hadn't really prepared myself. So whilst I was wearing this beautiful sequin dress, I was also leaning up against a tree in my Converse, trying to mind my own business, not attract any attention. But it was a lovely event. We had the talents, who were fantastic. Yes. They did some incredible singing.
Yeah.
Their rock choir were there. They were brilliant. Lots of other singers and people from Vegans, which is a charity that's surprisingly hard to say without sounding like it's saving the animals.
Yes.
And
Vegans.
something like Make-A-Wish, but not Make-A-Wish. Share Your Dream. I can't remember what it was called. That's embarrassing. But a wonderful charity that helps terminal ill children do incredible things in their lives.
Tailor-Made Dreams.
Tailor-Made Dreams.
Tailor-Made Dreams.
Yes,
Susie Mitchell's.
Absolutely amazing.
So you enjoyed that. So you enjoyed the opening. And the Fringe, have you done any Fringe festivals before across the country?
I've done a few.
Yeah.
I've been Exeter Fringe. I've done other Fringes that I can't remember. But
Is the Brighton Fringe?
Oh, Brighton Fringe. I've done Brighton Fringe. Yeah, that's really fun.
Yeah.
That's fab fun. And then last year, actually, they didn't do a Fringe, but they did a little season on the beach. So I went and told stories down on the beach.
Oh, how lovely.
It was brilliant. And I'm going back there again this year. But not about this. This is about Tunbridge Wells. This is what we need to talk about.
I know it's about Tunbridge Wells, but it's also about you, Mama G. We want to talk about you. I know you find it really hard to talk about yourself.
Oh, can you tell?
I can tell you're very shy.
I'm a wallflower, really. But the tallest, most attention-seeking one. I'm a sunflower.
You are a sunflower today. Have you always been a sunflower? Has this always been has it always been your dream to be a sunflower, Mama G? Or is this? Can you disclose what else you've done in the past? Or were you literally born in heels?
Well, I would like to say I was born this spectacularly, but no, I was quieter. As a small person, I was actually a very shy child.
Were you?
And I can be a shy adult.
Can you?
Yes, and I think I use a lot of sequins and personality to overcome the shyness, so that when I'm in a room, I'm the centre of attention, darling. But I'm controlling it, you see. Whereas when I get shy and awkward is when other people are the centre of attention, and I don't know what to do.
Oh.
That makes me sound obnoxious, but I'm not obnoxious.
No, it doesn't. And actually, I think,
person.
No, it doesn't make you sound obnoxious at all. I think actually, if you find something that makes you feel fabulous, then why not do it?
Absolutely.
And it makes everyone else feel great as well. So you're just spreading the love.
And that's what I'm all about, and is making everyone feel amazing. Because I want everyone to have the confidence and for their sequins to be whatever
version of sequins they've got.
I want them to feel fabulous, even if they're wearing a suit and going to work in an office. I want them to know that they're brilliant and perfect and fantastic.
I love that. I'm all for that. What about lockdown? How was Mama G in lockdown? What happened?
Well, I was actually very busy.
Were you?
Yes. The moment that Boris Johnson said that theatres should maybe close, I went onto Facebook and started doing Facebook Lives.
Brilliant.
So I did Facebook Lives pretty much every Wednesday and Sunday for most of the actual lockdown periods. And they were great because I got lots of special guests on.
Did you?
I got lots of authors to come on and be interviewed. I read lots of amazing books to all the kids. We visited Sierra Leone in one Facebook Live. We went to America and met someone from Hamilton, which was amazing. I did lots of Zooms for libraries and charities around the country. I populated my YouTube channel with videos that I wish people would watch, otherwise it was a waste of time.
I wish people would watch mine too.
Oh, right.
Please, can you just watch our videos? Please, can you just watch YouTube?
Too much.
Just subscribe. It's really not hard. It's free. Just press subscribe.
That's all you need to do. Don't subscribe to celebrities.
What do you mean don't subscribe to celebrities?
Yeah, subscribe.
Come on, Mama G, you're a celebrity.
Subscribe to celebrities that are worthwhile, like us.
But it would be nice to get a bit of support for YouTube.
It would be it would be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice because you put content out there, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So how many videos have you put out on YouTube?
It's probably about 100.
Wow, brilliant.
I mean, but
I'll be watching them later.
Do.
And subscribing.
Please do, yes. It's at Mama G Stories, if anybody's wondering.
Thank you, got that.
And I also put on a Pride Festival, a digital Pride Festival.
Oh, amazing.
Whilst we were in lockdown. And that was incredible because we had lots of people involved. Lolly, who off of being a 90s pop star, who's fantastic. We had Elmer the Patchwork Elephant come and do some stuff, which was very cute. We had puppets, we had authors from America, we had makeup artists from America, all filmed videos. Zoe Tyler did some stuff.
Brilliant.
Oh gosh, it was amazing. So I think lockdown was quite fun, to be honest.
So you got creative and diversified.
Yes, I got really creative because the problem that I have is I'm not very good at not doing anything.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it on a Sunday.
Yeah.
But for more than a couple of days, I get a bit antsy.
I'm the same.
Yeah. And I'm a doer.
Yeah.
So if there's the opportunity for something to happen, I'll try my best to make it happen.
Do you have like a whole home for your clothes? I mean, where do you keep all that? Because this ensemble is quite. I mean, I can't stop looking at your bust. It's amazing.
Thank you. Shot bought.
Well, but I'm just very impressed by your amazing attire.
Thank you.
But it must take up quite a bit of space.
It does take up a fair amount of space. Now, I have a storage unit. I won't disclose the location. But I'm also a bit like the Princess and the Pea.
Okay.
You see, so my mattress is got attached to a bed frame, but the bed frame itself is precariously balanced on a mound of costumes and outfits. So to get into my bed, what I actually have to do is I have to hook the rope ladder down.
Right.
And climb up ever so delicately.
Okay.
Because if you just tip the balance, you could be on the floor again. And the problem with it, of course, is that to get the costumes out, I have to find a way of lifting the bed up. So what I do is I go around my block of flats, knocking on doors, looking for the strong men. And I say, my darlings, would you come round to my flat and just hold my bed up for me again? That's all you need to do is just hold the bed up. I'll dip underneath. I'll do what I have to do, get what I need, and then you can all go.
Who would be your ideal man to come and do that job?
Ryan Reynolds.
I love Ryan Reynolds. And he loves Blake so much.
Absolutely. And he's one of my favourite things in the world. Canadian.
Oh, okay,
I've got a penchant for Canadians.
I'm working with a very beautiful Canadian woman actually at the moment. And
Are you?
Yes, there's something rather... And she does have a container full of clothes that you might quite well like.
Fabulous. I was hoping you were going to tell me she has a container of Ryan Reynolds merchandise.
If she did, or Ryan Reynolds. I mean, that would
Ryan
be something
Reynolds would
else.
be great. I would take the clones.
But he is rather wonderful, isn't he?
No, he's lovely. And he's just done a bedtime story for CBeebies.
Has he?
Yes. Oh, and he's featured in one of my stories that I tell during my show. We just have a little moment, a pause, if you will, to appreciate and reflect on Ryan Reynolds and to give thanks
to
Ryan, which I think is an appropriate thing for a kid's show.
I think that's brilliant.
You've got to educate them young about being thankful for what's around them.
Absolutely, I totally agree. I mean, I tell my daughter all the time these things.
Absolutely.
So, Mama G, do you write your own? Do you write everything? Is it all inspired by yourself? You said you like to tell stories.
Yes.
What are your favourite kind of stories? And then do you write your own stories as well?
Yes. So my favourite sort of story is I just love a fairy tale.
Yes.
Because, I love pantomime. So when I was a kid, the stories I grew up really enjoying were Sleeping Beauty and Cinderella and Aladdin and all of that. So when I write my stories, I try and write them along a fairy tale line. So the first story I ever wrote is about a couple of fairies called Fran and Vera.
Yeah.
And they're feuding fairies. They're very angry at each other. Vera's a bad fairy. Fran's a good fairy. And they've got a friend called Silly Billy. And Silly Billy has fallen in love with a boy. And Fran thinks this is amazing because she's always wanted a gay friend. And Vera's a bit put out because she thinks that actually love is for boys and girls, not for boys or girls and girls. So they spend the whole story trying to prove to each other which one is right. And of course, Fran's right.
Of course.
Because everyone has the right to love who they want.
Absolutely.
And at the end of the
universal
story,
love.
Absolutely. And at the end of the story, Vera sees it for herself.
Oh.
So that's the first story I wrote, but I think my most popular story is about Eunice the horse. Well, it's called Eunice the horse, but the problem is that Eunice doesn't like that name because Eunice doesn't think she's a horse and she thinks the name sounds silly.
Okay.
And this is where Ryan Reynolds comes in because it doesn't trip off the tongue, you see, like Mickey Mouse or Bugs Bunny or Ryan Reynolds.
No, it doesn't.
Please and thank you.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds.
Thank you, Ryan Reynolds.
Thank
and
you.
of course, Eunice eventually discovers that the reason it doesn't sound like a good name is because actually she's a unicorn. And Eunice the unicorn sounds right.
It does sound right.
And she discovers who she is.
Oh.
And it's really lovely. And I tell that with puppets.
Do you? So,
Why not?
so you've got puppets as well?
Got puppets. We do a little bit of BSL, British Sign Language, as we go along, but I can only do
Amazing.
that to music. I'm still working on that. And there might be some trumpet playing.
Yeah.
There's lots of songs. all
Trumpet
original.
playing?
Yes.
What, you play the trumpet?
I play the trumpet, absolutely. I've written a pastiche of the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. It's called The Trumping Thumping Trumpet Player of Terminal 3. It's about a homeless man that lives in Terminal 3 at Heathrow. And helps the airport run by playing the trumpet.
Brilliant.
And we also, that story, if I tell it, I don't tell it very often because it's quite hard to remember. But if I do tell that story, that's also told with pop songs.
Yeah.
So one of the characters is called Annie, and she wants to be a weather girl because the sun will come out tomorrow. And so it's told along those lines, which is really fun.
Where's the strangest place that Mama G's been and talked, like, been around people?
The
strangest
place. Oh my goodness.
Or the most interesting for you?
I think, well, for me, just to go back to Canada, the first place I did my theatre show, so the show that I've done here at the Fringe, the first place I actually did it was on Vancouver Island, which is in Canada.
How did that
British
happen?
Columbia. Well, I have some family in Canada.
Okay.
And some of them are quite old. So I suggested to my mum, who is their relative, that we should go and visit them, really.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was a good idea that we did, actually. But whilst I was there, well, first of all, to work in Canada as a British person is quite easy.
Is it?
Yes, especially a self-employed person, because you don't need a visa or anything. You can just do it.
Wow.
So I phoned loads of theatres in Canada and said, I'd like to put on a show, please. And one theatre said yes. And so we went to a mining town on Vancouver Island. I don't know if you've ever seen Schitt's Creek. It was just like the town in Schitt's Creek.
I love this.
Full of bougie stores that no one really needs, and just this beautiful countryside and the threat of bears every now and again. And I did my show in a like a Methodist church hall or something, or a Jehovah's Witness, or I can't remember. It was a sort of.
Did they love you?
They absolutely did.
I bet they did.
And there was this one gorgeous moment afterwards where a politician who was canvassing, but took time out of her canvassing to come and see the show, which I was quite honoured by. And after the show, she chased me to my dressing room, and she said, well, she was from Yorkshire actually, which is a bit weird. She said, I bloody loved that. And I was like, oh, thank you. She went, hey, my dad is transgender, so I really identified with everything you were saying. And I was like, my goodness, here in a small town in Canada.
Who would have thought?
Is a Yorkshire woman that's identifying with my stories. And I thought that's absolutely incredible. And it proved to me, as well as all the kids that were there that identified and loved the stories, it proved to me that these stories are really valuable, and for people to be seen in their stories and to be represented in stories is hugely beneficial, no matter how old they are, where they are in the country, or how they're being represented. So that was a lovely moment. I don't know if she won her election. I'm sure she did, because she was charming.
I think that's amazing. I love that. And just bringing joy to people, you must absolutely it just feels good, doesn't it?
Yes, it's an absolute gift to be able to uplift people. And one of the most addictive sounds to me is laughter.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the case for a lot of pantomime dames. So I love hearing people laugh. And even if I'm in a serious Shakespeare play, if I get to laugh, everything's messed up, because then I just keep trying to get laughs. Even in Romeo and Juliet, I'll try and get some laughs if I can. But yeah, so I just love empowering people, hearing their laughter, doing it in a really fun way. And also, some people might come and see my shows and they might feel a bit cynical about it. They might not think they need to hear these stories. They may not think that everyone should love who they want. They might be a Vera, you know what I mean?
They might need to be educated a little bit.
Absolutely. And what I do...
Maybe older generation as well.
Yes,
sometimes.
probably. Like, you tend to get some older parents and some grandparents who feel a bit resistant.
Yeah.
But what I'm also doing, as well as uplifting the younger people in the audience and the people who are already on our side, is I'm helping educate these naysayers in a way that's fun and accessible, and in a way that they can enjoy. Because sometimes, you know, when people get upset about things like racism, transphobia, homophobia, and people should get upset about those things. It's really important you stand up for them all. But sometimes people use language that makes you feel like you're barred from the conversation, because it's too complicated for me to follow. So I try and use language that everyone can understand.
Yeah.
And I think the more you mention Ryan Reynolds, the more relaxed people become. And so I try and reference him as regularly as possible.
Ryan, if you're watching, get in touch with me.
And I'm sure he is. He must subscribe to your channel.
Of course he is. He's number 151.
Absolutely.
But I think that's it, isn't it? It's just making, because children are so wonderful. They see things so clearly through their eyes. And as we get older, we get a few layers, a few bit of armour. And sometimes it's a bit hard to take that armour off. And I think what you're doing is making it universally, just people can just understand what you're saying in a really simplistic but beautiful way.
Absolutely.
With fun
and sequins.
So what's your favourite outfit, other than what you're wearing today, obviously?
Well, my favourite outfit is, it was made by a costume designer called Lorna Jean, who's in Margate. So I'm all about the Kent connection.
I know you are. It's fantastic.
And it's looks like a really prim and proper like librarian up here.
Okay.
It's quite a high collar, a bit of a necktie, puffy sleeves. But then the skirt is books. So it's all big spines of books that have pages in them.
I think,
and it goes all the way around, and it's absolutely beautiful. And that was made for a special occasion, which was unfortunately cancelled. But hopefully, if you keep an eye on your TV screens next year, you might see it.
Oh my God. So, I mean,
what could it be?
Mama G, can we go shopping one day, please?
Oh, I would love that. Where are we going to go?
So you're going to take me shopping.
Oh my goodness.
You lead the way, and I would be totally up for that. I would love to wear something. You could educate me on how to look my best, maybe.
Well, I know precisely where we're going, and this might surprise you.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Birmingham.
Oh,
yes, and we're going to go to a shop called Sequin Showstoppers.
I just love that.
Which is the campest shop in the world, and all it is just racks and racks and racks of dresses with sequins on.
I'm there.
And this is
I'm there.
Sequin Showstoppers.
I'm there. I might need a bit more shop bought, but I'm there. I'm definitely there. Mama G, you are an absolute pleasure. Thank you for coming onto the Big Chat and making it even bigger. And thank you for being on the Fringe Festival. And where can everyone find out more about you? Come on, we don't just want to watch you at the Fringe. We need to.
No, you need to find me on my social media, and you can do that by searching for @MamaG Stories on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Although she doesn't know what she's doing on TikTok. She's trying.
Who does?
14-year-olds.
Yes.
I think is the answer to that. And every Sunday at 1 p.m, I have Glitter Kids with Mama G, which is my radio show on Glitter Beam Radio. So you can listen to that as well.
Okay. Well, we will definitely check you out. Thank you so much for coming to speak to us.
My pleasure, and thank you for inviting me.
You're so welcome. And let's get that shopping trip in the diary. We'll go and sort it out now. Okay.